We want to do better, so we got to start moving better. We got to be around people that are doing better than us so we can be inspired. We got to experience the better things in life. We can't be scared. Take the step away from the nosebleeds and figure out how to get to the court side. It's on you. You can do it. You don't win in life being a tough guy. Being a tough guy only shows where you're at mentally. Who wants to sit around all day mad and trying to scare people away? What you think, this is Halloween? Y'all want it to be Halloween 365, 7 days a week. Don't make no sense. What you gonna get out of being tough all day with your face all frowned up like this? Looking all angry and scary. What do you plan to get out of that? You want to be tough, you attract tough people. Then they really test you and see how tough you are. If you're cheap, you end up with cheap things. And if you end up with cheap things, you're settling. And if you're settling, you're not getting the best out of life. But hey, it's your life. It's your decision. I'm only here to make you think about things. Yo, YouTube, welcome back again. Day 14, on the 14th, it's super duper lit. Hey, happy Valentine's Day to you and yours. You know, as you see, I'm surrounded by love over here. So, you know, I'm hoping to give y'all and share, exchange the love from me to y'all on this special day. It's no coincidence that we're on day 14 on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. So as you see, like I said, we're surrounded by a whole bunch of love here. And I'm exchanging my love from me to everybody out there in the world. Happy Valentine's Day. Let's get right to this video. Today's focus is primarily focused on experiencing the best of the best with everything you do. We work hard, we play hard. As a reward, we want to, experience the finer things of life. And sometimes, we work hard, but we've never experienced the best things. We've never been to the best part of certain places or best things in general. If you want to focus on, being around the best, doing the best, experiencing the best, you have to try these things out. All right. So you have to do whatever it takes for you to experience the best so that you can expand your mind and to continue to do great things. For example, if you've ever been to a basketball game, 9 times out of 10, your first experience is not courtside seats. You're probably somewhere in the balcony or somewhere below the balcony, but 9 times out of 10, you're not, your first time being at the game is not going to be on a courtside view. A lot of people wonder what it's like to be on a courtside view. Have you ever been to a NBA game? It's different levels. It's a different experience as well. Being in the nosebleeds versus being courtside. You may think, yeah, it's all good to be at the game, nosebleed seats. To each his own. But there's more out there than just being in the nosebleeds. Imagine what type of experience you would have if you got a taste of what it's like to be courtside. Being so close to the players that you could actually touch them. You can see them sweating. With the whistle, the referees, you can hear them arguing. The food, and just the overall experience of being that close to the best of the best basketball players in the world. Well, imagine what that would do to your mind. You go from being comfortable in the nosebleeds to experiencing a courtside game. Imagine if it's your favorite basketball player. Now I'm gonna let that sink into you. Imagine what that's gonna do to your brain. You're gonna think to yourself, what do I have to do in order to make this a normal lifestyle? How hard do I have to work to make this a normal lifestyle? Because the nosebleeds is cool, but this is a different level of experience. And what that's gonna do to your mind, you're gonna go from the worst seats to the best seats, and what that's gonna do to your brain is just expand, and you're gonna think, okay, what do I have to do to make this a norm? What do I have to do to make this, happen again? And it's through hard work. Being around like-minded people, being around other hard workers, being around people that want to do good, that want to do great, that want to have the finer things of life. Because guess what? When you're around people that are constantly motivated and doing big things, that type of energy rubs off on you. You have no other choice but to work as hard as them. Once you expose your mind to different things, you start thinking different, you start moving different, and that's why it's important to experience these things. Maybe you don't have the money for a courtside ticket, but what you should do is save up. No matter how long it takes, save up. Or ask your family for a few, tell them you're trying to experience a courtside game, to elevate your mind and this, that, and the third. Whatever it takes, save up so you can have that experience. And watch how it changes your mind. Watch how it opens up your brain to just a whole bunch of things. The people that are in the nosebleeds, that are sitting next to you, are not going to be in the same bracket as the people that's going to be down on that courtside seat. The connections, the networking is completely different from the courtside to the nosebleeds. So that's another thing. You never know who you may meet. You'll be on the same row as the celebrities and other athletes that watch these NBA games. Just being around that environment, around the best of the best people. Sorry, let's not say the best of the best people. Let's just say people that are more financial stable. Money's not everything. Money doesn't make you real. You can be fake with a lot of money, and you can be real with no money. So let me just clear that up. But the point that I'm trying to make is when you expose your mind to different things, you start moving different, start seeing different, and you start, you open up that curiosity in your brain to start saying, what if I made this a lifestyle? What if I did a little more? What if I worked a little harder to experience this type of stuff a little more? Imagine how things would be for me. That's the whole purpose of this video, is to be able to start experiencing the best of the best, to expand your mind, expand your thinking, expand your environment, expand, the people you hang around, your day-to-day people, and be around other people that are higher valued people that want more out of life. Your life will change once you get around those type of people, because you start seeing how they move, how they talk, how they do certain things. And when you're around those type of people, you're only going to gravitate towards that. You're going to catch on, and you're going to eventually start growing mentally, physically, spiritually, into the best version of yourself. And this is why it's important to experience the best of the best, because if you never do, you never know what's out in store for you. This might motivate you and open your eyes up to something that you may never thought you had in your brain. You may never thought you would have thought about. But because you're being exposed and you're seeing different things, it can inspire you to want to do something with yourself. So this is why I'm saying, if you get a chance, definitely experience the best of the best. And being at a courtside game is a lot different than being in the nosebleeds. Anybody can tell you that. And just from, me just breaking this down, I'm not saying anything's wrong with being in the nosebleed. If that's what you want to do, by all means. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. But what I'm telling you is there's more to the nosebleeds. There's a better experience to the nosebleeds that you can experience. And, when you get to that type of environment, things change for the better. So my advice to you is do whatever you can to try to experience a courtside game, if you haven't yet. And watch how things are completely different for you. You'll definitely leave inspired and motivated, and that other side of your brain where, it does the thinking, the curiosity, oh yeah, it'll definitely be open now. So tap into that. Try it out. Let me know whenever y'all do, make sure y'all come back to this video and let me know how things went. Another thing too is, right, you can't be cheap and expect to have the best results of things. If you're so worried about a price tag, don't look at a price tag. Look at the experience. Look at what you're paying for instead of the actual dollar amount. Because a lot of times people will settle for something short just because it's less money, but it's not even worth what you're settling for. Why settle when you can have more? Y'all spend money on something completely different and completely irrelevant that has no return than to actually invest in yourself and get a proper return back. Whether it's for a computer, a laptop, an ebook, a course, something to advance your brain or advance your thinking or advance your financial status, y'all will refuse to pay for it. But if it comes to a bottle or some Don Julio, some Hennessy, some weed, y'all have no problem getting that money for it. When you look at liabilities and assets, that's a liability for yourself. The only thing that's going to get you is a temporary high or a temporary, whatever mood you're going to be in. And once that fades away, you're going to want more. The only thing you're doing now is just spending money, and the only real effect you're getting is becoming lazy and being less effective and being less productive. That's the only return you get out of smoking and drinking. Now, if you was to put that same money and invest into an ebook or a laptop or a machine or something that can help you or something that can generate you money, now we're talking money makers. Now we're talking about things that are giving us a real return. But hey, it's your life. It's your decision. I'm only here to make you think about things. So if you want to do it and you expand your life, try these things out. It's different. You don't want to stay complacent and, stay stagnant in your life. There's so much more out to the world, but you got to stop being cheap and spread the love. If you're cheap, you end up with cheap things. And if you end up with cheap things, you're settling. And if you're settling, you're not getting the best out of life. And if you're not getting the best out of life, you're missing out on so many opportunities. So many things are waiting for you, but they're nowhere in reach now because of you being cheap. Now, like I said, if this is how you want to live, by all means. I'm talking to the people that want to do better, that want the best of the best in their life, but don't know how to properly get it. There's a reason why there's different tiers of life. You got low class, middle class, and high class. And those three tiers, the biggest separation between besides money is the mindset. It's how you think about things, how you view things, how you weigh your pros and cons, your day-to-day choices. That's really the difference between those three tiers of classes. So it's all on you. It's how you want to live it. I'm just here to remind you, to let you know that if you want to make some type of change, you can. And that's how you do it. And that's how you do it. You can't be scared. You can't be scared of risk. Take these risks and, stop being cheap. You want to be cheap all day, you end up with cheap prizes. You don't want to spend no money, you ain't going to get no money. It take money to make money. Don't say you got money for this, but don't got money for that. Spend your money wisely. Separate your needs from your wants. And just make sure, just understand. There's more to life than just being on the block all day long. Being angry and trying to be a tough guy. You don't win in life being a tough guy. Being a tough guy only shows where you're at mentally. Who wants to sit around all day mad and trying to scare people away? What you think, this is Halloween? Y'all want it to be Halloween 365, 7 days a week. Don't make no sense. What you gonna get out of being tough all day with your face all frowned up like this? Looking all angry and scary. What do you plan to get out of that? You want to be tough? You attract tough people. Then they really test you and see how tough you are. But hey, it's your life. I'm only here to remind you about what you can do and what you shouldn't do. We want to do better, so we got to start moving better. We got to be around people that are doing better than us so we can be inspired. We got to experience the better things in life. We can't be scared. You got to take the step away from the nosebleeds and figure out how to get to the court side. It's on you. You can do it. You also got to understand people are relying on you. You're the start or end to a generation in your family. And depending on what you do, the choices you make will determine how things are for the next ones coming up. Whether you have kids, whether you have siblings, whether you have nieces and nephews, your role as an individual is very impactful to the ones that are coming up behind you. So if you plan to be cheap and not productive, that guess who also going to be cheap and not productive? Your nieces, your nephews, your kids, all the ones coming up. And it's going to suck because the kids, the young ones, are the future. And if they're not being exposed to the right things, then that's where the problem happens. That's where the problem occurs. People not being exposed to the right things and don't know what to do to elevate or don't know how to elevate. They only know how to do one thing, and that's be negative. And we all know what happens when you're negative all day. We all know what happens when you want to be negative to around people that are happy. We all know when you're negative around the tough guys. We all know how that ends up. But there's more to life than that, and you got to experience it. Being around people that are doing better than you. Don't be afraid to learn. Everybody that's doing better than you is not your enemy. Take some time to listen and learn before you start hating on somebody. Because if you took the time out to use that energy to learn, you could benefit yourself as well. You could learn yourself as well. You can put yourself in a position to be just as good as the person that taught you. But you want to sit up here and hate on somebody and be mad because they took advantage of life, took advantage of opportunities, took advantage of risk. But you want to be the stoop kid. You want to be the stoop girl, stuck on the stoop all day long with your face all mad. You don't want to be productive at all, but then want to be mad at the people that are making it happen. I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. But you got a choice. You got a decision to make. You want to do good. You want to do great. Be around the greats. Study the greats. Because success always leaves clues. You can make it happen still. It's not too late. Change your mindset. If you had a negative mindset, change it to a positive mindset. Start seeing the good out of every bad situation. Don't look at any of your losses as just straight losses. Look at what didn't go well. Figure out why it didn't go well. Once you figure those two things out, okay, boo. Now, moving forward, you know what to do and what not to do when that situation occurs. You know how to move now. So now if it does occur again, you're not gonna approach it as your first time approaching something. You're gonna approach it now with experience. So that means you'll be able to make a lot more educated moves before you let this problem defeat you again. Experience is the best teacher. Make sure you are learning from them. Don't let them just happen in your life. See what went wrong so that moving forward you could avoid it. That's how you grow. That's how you get the best out of things. Don't let something just win you over. See what's working, see what doesn't work, and figure it out. Make it happen. You can do it. But you got to change your mind though. You got to change your mindset. Metaphorically speaking, the nosebleed to the court side. You got to go from the nosebleed to the court side thinking, and that's just metaphorically speaking to highlight, being at a lower level, at a lower tier to a higher tier, which could easily change, but it comes from your mindset and it comes from you. So you got to start. You got to make those decisions and figure out what you want to do, because it's not too late to get the better things out of life, to experience the finer things out of life. They're still here. They're waiting on you, but it comes from you to change your mindset. So stop being cheap and get off the stoop. Stop hating. Get to this money. A lot of times too, people get discouraged to do things because they feel like it's too much work. In all reality, it's not too much work. Even if it was too much work, so what? Deal with it. But on the other hand, there's so many ways of getting certain things done now that you can literally work smarter and not harder. There's ways to whatever you're doing. There's ways to be more efficient. There's ways to be more productive, and there's ways to use less energy. But you have to figure that out. And the only way you figure those things out is by you mastering whatever you're doing, whatever task it is. You figure out what the task is and start seeing what you can do now to use less of your energy. Whether it's hiring somebody else, whether it's outsourcing somebody else, there's always ways to be more efficient with your time and maximize your time. But that comes from you. It's on you though. You got to figure it out. A lot of times too, your financial situation may not be the best and you panic and you feel like this is it. But it's not it. There's ways for you to turn it around. If you got an iPhone, if you got some Wi-Fi, there's so many ways of making money now. Saying off the gate you're going to make tons of thousands of dollars, but you can start making money ASAP to start, to call it startup money, to start getting you where you need to go, to start doubling your income. Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. And there's so many ways of you still making that happen with those apps, making money. If you don't got a car, you can get a scooter. If you don't got a scooter, you get a bike. There's so many ways of just making it happen. But you got to want to make it happen. You got to invest in yourself so that you can get the proper funding that you need, so that you can start, investing and doing things you need to make your life a lot easier and to get that financial freedom. We all want to be able to do something, whatever we want to do, when we want to do it. Imagine that. Imagine saying tomorrow I'm going to just go to Africa just because, and not have any worries about not having enough money, about not having enough clothes or spending money or food to eat there, whatever the case may be. Imagine what that's like, being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. Just imagine that, with no worries in the world. I know, they're stress-free, right? And that could be you. But it's up to you whether or not you want to make the right choices, whether or not you want to get out of that mindset of being cheap, Whether you want to get out of that mindset of just being a tough guy all day long, it's on you. What do you want to do? You want to be tough, or you want to make some money and experience the best things of life, the finer things of life? It's on you. Don't be a tough guy. Don't be that stoop kid all day long on the block, smoking and drinking all day. Be productive. Make something happen. Make something of yourself. You can do it. Even if you are the person right now on the block, smoking and drinking, you can change your life right now. You can change your life. But the key ingredient to that is to stop hating and be a sponge to the game. Understand what people are doing. Don't hate on nobody. If someone's doing better than you, ask them how they got to where they're at. Take that information in and start applying it. Cause y'all one thing about y'all rather hate on somebody than to learn. Like your ego's so high that you wouldn't even want to take any advice from somebody that's doing better than you, which can essentially help you get better and be just as good as them. But your ego gets in the way, and you feel like they too good for you, or you too good for them, and that's the problem. Put your ego to the side and learn. Do something with your life. Make it happen. You can do it. It's not too late. You just got to make a choice. You want to be a stoop kid? You want to be a stoop girl all day long? Or you want to get to this money and change your environment and change your family and change yourself? The choice is on you. Either way it go, it's going to go. Either way it go, it got to go. So you make that decision. So y'all, the biggest thing is, it's your mindset. It's your mindset, to be honest. And depending on how you think about things, depending on how, you know, you address things, will really determine your lifestyle. If you want to be cheap, you're gonna live a cheap lifestyle. If you want to expand your lifestyle and you want the finer things of life, then you gotta start doing what it takes to be around those type of people. To be influenced, to be motivated, to want to do better for yourself, to change your family situation, to help the ones coming up and expose them to the right things, expose their mind, keep their mind always thinking and wondering and curiosity, and keep them goal driven. That's what you want. You want your family tree to keep growing and to continue to get better and better and better. But it starts with you. It starts with what you do, because what you do impacts the younger ones coming up. Like I mentioned earlier, your kids, whether whether it be your kids, whether it be your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, whoever, they're watching you. They're watching what you do day to day. So you got to make the right choice and, you know, do what you got to do to make an impact. Don't be scared. Take risk. Experience the better things. Don't just settle for less, because there's so much more out to the world. And you need to start experiencing things and expanding your mind and having an open mind so that you can see what else there is to life. Because being cheap ain't it. Being stuck in your ways is not it. It's time to open up your mind. It's time to expand. It's time to see things different. It's time to see different. It's time to move different. It's time to experience different. And that all starts with you. So at the end of the day, y'all, my main purpose, main pinpoints of what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is this. If you want the finer things of life, you have to experience it. Do whatever it takes to get that experience. Because once you expose your mind to things, you'll never be able to unsee things. And that feeling of, having the best, you're going to want it all the time. It's going to motivate you. And that's the purpose. So whatever it is that you want to experience, whether it be a professional game, whether it be a sport, whether it be a boxing match, whether it be an NBA game, whether it be a football game, whatever it is, once you experience that and expose your mind to that, You start seeing different. You start moving different. That's the thing. Once you're exposed to something, you can't unsee it. And this is for the good. This is for the better for you. So make sure you're doing what it takes to expose your mind and expose your intellect, because without that, you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck. You don't want to be closed minded. You want to be open minded and be open to what the world has to offer for you. All right. All right, y'all. So we're wrapping up day 14 on the 14th of Valentine's Day of February, which is on Valentine's Day. And like I said, I'm feeling the love. This was something, something sexy for y'all brains to intake and to, hopefully inspire everybody to want to do good and want to do great and want to experience the best of the best. I hope this was something that, could open up your mind and get you to see things from a different lens, because it's important to do that. And if you're just around people that are not, motivating you or pushing you to be the best person, then you're going to fall victim of never reaching your actual full potential. And that's going to be the saddest thing in the world, because you have so much potential to fulfill. And when it doesn't get fulfilled, it's like it's wasted. So you don't want to have that wasted feeling in your stomach, your mind, your body. You want to be able to realize, you did what you did. You maximize your potential, maximize your resources, and you're happy with the results. So just make sure you're exposing your mind, exposing your brain to, the better things in life. Do whatever it takes to get to that. And, like I said, once you expose your brain to something different like that, it'll be hard to unsee it, which should ultimately inspire you to do great, inspire you to, want more and eventually get it. All right. It's Valentine's Day. I hope I was able to spread some good love to y'all. I hope this was something sexy for y'all, for your mind. Drake just dropped a new album, something sexy for you. So that was kind of the whole theme with this, but but yeah, this was something sexy for y'all, for your mind or whatever, So I hope this was something that you all could take. And yeah, it's day 14. We're wrapping it up. I'm gonna see y'all on day 15. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Keep tuning in, because I'm not gonna upset y'all. We're gonna keep growing and keep expanding, and we're gonna reach these goals. All right. Happy Valentine's Day. Make sure you share some love to whoever you feel is well deserving of it. All right. Happy Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna holler at y'all on day 15. Y'all enjoy your night, enjoy your day, enjoy your evenings, and have the best Valentine's Day ever. I'm gonna holler at y'all on day 15. It's your boy Big Sitchy. Peace.